we are going to make cranberry pistachio shortbread cookies. These cookies are amazing, very yummy, and really easy to make. So let's get started. So to make these shortbread cookies, we firstly need to beat our butter. So in a large bowl, I'm going to add the butter. Make sure your butter is at the room temperature. I'm beating this with my hand mixer. I'm going to beat this until it is smooth. So you can say about 1 minute. You can also use your stand mixer. That is always the best option. But if you don't have both, you can use your wire whisk. The butter is smooth now, and now is the time to add sugar. Before that, let me just scrape the bowl. And now I'm adding sugar into this, and I'm going to beat this again, and we are going to beat this until it is smooth and creamy. So you can say for about 2 minutes or nearby. So it's done now. Just scrape the sides. You know what? Shortbread cookies are essential part of Christmas baking, especially in Scotland, from where it all started. But now I think it's an all year round favorite. Okay, so now into this I'm going to add vanilla extract, and I'm just going to give it a mix again. Okay. Now I'm going to add the flour into this. Now if you are not using salted butter, you can add 1/4 teaspoon of salt into this, but as today I'm using salted butter in my shortbread cookies, I'm not adding any salt into this. So here goes the flour, and then I'm also adding into this my dried cranberries. Now these cranberries are not sticky, but if you think your cranberries are sticky, you can add some dry flour at the beginning of the starting of your baking, and then you can add those. But these are dry enough. You can chop them if they are big in size. So I'm adding these, and I'm also adding my pistachios, which I have chopped. So this is going to give them a good color, like, you know, Christmas special red and green color in your cookies. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to mix this just briefly, not too much of mixing. So see, it's done now. The rest we'll be mixing it with our hands. Now make sure that the nuts and the cranberries are evenly distributed in your dough. So now I'm going to take this plastic sheet. And I'm going to make a log out of this dough. Now all shortbreads have three main ingredients, that is butter, sugar and flour. So we should always focus on the best of the ingredients, and especially butter. Now if you don't have a plastic sheet, you can take butter paper or you can take parchment paper. And I'm going to smooth and shape the dough into an evenly shaped rectangle. So roughly this is about 8 inches long and 2.5 inches wide. So just smoothen it with a spoon or an offset spatula from the sides and from the top. You can also, if you feel comfortable in making it in round shapes, you can make a round log out of this, but I find rectangle better. It's easy to form. So once this is shaped, we are going to pack this in this sheet and we are going to refrigerate it for minimum 3 hours and maximum 3 days. And the best part of these shortbread cookie dough is that you can freeze this in your freezer, and when you want to bake it, just defrost it in your fridge overnight, and the next day you're ready to bake it. So I think it's ready now. Okay, it's even now, it's ready. And now I'm going to pack this. And this is going to be kept in the fridge for about 3 to 4 hours, and then once it's chilled, we'll take this out and bake it. So very gently, like this. So it's been 5 hours that our cookie dough was in the fridge. So I'm just opening it now. I've also lined my baking tray with this silicone baking sheet, and now with a sharp knife I'm going to cut slices. So just you can say keep it 0.5 centimeter thick. And place it on your baking sheet. See how beautiful they are looking. Just keep them few centimeters away. Do not lay them very close to each other. So I have already preheated my oven. So see, I'm placing it. You can also place more cookies if you want. So I'll see if I can place all the cookies together. So my oven is already on preheat. I'm preheating the oven at about 165 degrees Celsius. That is I suppose 325 degrees Fahrenheit. And we are going to bake these for about 15-20 minutes. But again, every oven is different, so keep a check after, let's say, 12-13 minutes. So I'm not very good in cutting straight cookies, so I'm going to arrange one more row here. So these are our cookies, and I'm going to bake these in my preheated oven at 165 degrees for about 15 to 20 minutes. But again, every oven is different, so please keep a check. Let's say after 13 minutes, and you have to, like I bake them until they are slightly golden brown and crisp from the edges, and the center will be a little bit soft. So into the oven. So our shortbread cookies are now done. You can see the edges are golden brown and the centers are still soft, but we are not going to touch them. We are not going to do anything with them right now. We'll just let them rest here in the tray itself for about 10-15 minutes, and then we'll come back and we'll see how they have turned out to be. So our cookies are now cool, so I'll transfer them to a wire rack. They've started becoming crispier, but they're still delicate. So that is why I'm using spatula to carry them, to place them. So these cookies basically you learn by practicing. Like the more you will bake them, the more perfect you will be becoming in this. And that is what my motive is. Like my motive is to tell you people that baking is a science, but it is not a rocket science. You can bake anything just like every other baker, and the perfection comes with practice. You have to stick to the recipe. You have to, if you're going to change something, try to change it according to what you're baking. So let's try one. I'll show you. See, it's so crispy. The edges are really crispy. The cranberry inside is a bit chewy, which is giving it a very good texture, and the pistachios are again crunchy thing. It's amazing. You can hear the sound of my eating and just imagine how crunchy they are. If you make this, you're not going to buy any cookie from the market, from the baker. You can anytime bake these cookies at home. So do try this recipe this Christmas, and if you try it, please do not forget to share the pictures with me on my Instagram handle Deepali Ohri. And for many such baking videos, keep watching my channel, and if you are new to my channel, do not forget to subscribe and like this video. So until we meet again, goodbye and take good care of yourself. Happy baking!